Welcome, everybody. I am Val Thompson, and I am today's host for the iFocus podcast. We have a very interesting and friend as well, guest today, Mr. Akindele Akinyemi. He is the president of the Global African Business Association located in Detroit, Michigan. So, Akindele, how are you today, sir?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us.
The honor is all mine.
Hey, listen. Listen. I just to have a little fun before we get started. You've only seen me in suits and ties, and I say I got a Kindle on today. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and do something traditional, and here we are.
Amen.
In fact, I was in Africa last month. No, this month. What am I talking about? Yeah.
Right.
I was in Liberia, and in fact, this shirt was given to me by the Liberian Business Association.
Oh, nice.
They would be considered your counterpart in Liberia.
Nice.
Yeah. I was given this shirt, so thank you. Hey, let's get to it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. My name is Akindele Akinyemi. I am a 25 plus year educator in both K-12 and higher education. Born and raised in the city of Detroit. Proud Michigander. Also a proud Nigerian American. That's right, folks. I am Nigerian American. I'm the president of the board of directors and the co-founder of the Global African Business Association. We're an economic development agency that's geared towards building impact with businesses, not just with the continent of Africa, but those businesses that are trying to do business here in the United States, and businesses that want to do business on the continent. We assist with that as well. So we create a two-way pipeline of investment and create synergies. We've been around for 9 years. We started in Inkster, Michigan. Myself and my CEO, Rary Onomake, and two other Gambians. We started this on a phone call when I was living in Houston, Texas, everybody. That's right. I lived in Houston teaching middle school, and we launched GABA 9 years ago. And so with that said, we have been rocking and rolling. We have been appointed to boards and commissions in our city of Inkster, Downtown Development Authority, Economic Development Corporation. I ran in 2015 for the library board, won a seat on the library board. I was the fourth Nigerian ever elected here in the state of Michigan. Led an effort to build a brand new $1.8 million library in the city of Inkster. And now, entering our 9th year, we are just making some serious impact. We're also not just in Michigan, but in Nebraska, Texas, North Carolina, as well as various nations on the continent.
Fabulous. Also, you guys partnered with us for the Houston Global Trade Conference and Expo, and I want to thank you. And
thank you for having us.
well, it's our pleasure. You made it a special event just by joining us.
Thank you.
And you and I had a conversation a couple of days ago about Pivot to Africa 2024.
Yes, sir.
We plan to ask Global African Business Association to join us again.
Yes, sir.
And you said yes. So
yes.
So I'm calling you out.
Yeah.
This will be seen by everybody in Nigeria, so I'm calling you out.
Yeah, amen.
So what I'm looking for us to do, we want to make this a great event, larger, if not larger, just as special as the last one. We just want to do it every year and really turn it into something that everybody on the continent, as well as in the United States, who have a passion for Africa the way you and I have, to join us. We want to grow it to that point to where people look forward to it every year. We may even, rather than have it in Houston, the name is Global Trade Conference. I mean, we can host it in any city. So we may
That's
just
true.
decide to host it in Detroit at some point.
We're
Uh,
ready.
right. So here's what I would like for you to do, because we're going to start. We had a meeting the other day, and we're going to start inviting from the continent. I know you know some of the heavyweights in Nigeria.
I do.
If we can start talking to them now, then we can get the invitation letters out. Because if you know as well as I do that how difficult it is to get out of the continent and come to the U.S., it's not as difficult as it is timely.
Right.
And we're so accustomed to going to their consulates and getting a visa the same day. That's not the case with them. They're
Right.
going to they're going to have interviews, so forth. So we need to start inviting now, and I really wish and hope that you can help us with that. I
Let's
know
do it.
you bet. Also, we talked about a trade mission to Nigeria. What do you think that's going
Yes.
to look like? Talk to us.
Oh yeah, we like to do a trade mission with you guys. Um, it's the perfect storm, and we could do it chamber to chamber, in terms of doing a trade mission to Nigeria. And what I mean by chamber to chamber, I know traditionally what people would do is they go through U.S. commercial services, they may go through Prosper Africa, they may go through the U.S. Embassy to do a trade mission and have conversations, and they shop, and then they come home. I'm just keeping it real. Uh, my idea of a trade mission is let's do it chamber to chamber. We sit down, not just do MOUs, but also come to some serious agreements where we have people here, right here on U.S. soil, that want to penetrate the African market. In this case, Nigeria. They want to penetrate the Nigerian market in perhaps textiles or foods or fashion or makeup, and really showcase their products in Nigeria and vice versa. Now, my thing has always been, Val, is to these Chamber of Commerce and Industries, what can we do to create foreign direct investment with the Chamber of Commerce and Industries in Nigeria that can impact the U.S. market, whether that's Detroit or Houston or Omaha, Nebraska, or Charlotte, North Carolina. And the reason I'm asking that and putting that out there is because they have a stake in this. And so by them having a stake in this, we need to understand the importance of not just having a stake and sitting at the table, but owning and operating the table in communities that are cash strapped, that need a tax base, and most importantly, a fusion of new economic development that's going to create sustainability within those local communities. And so it's a two-way thing that we're doing. I think the time is now for us to do that. People go to the federal government. That's their choice. I have no issues with that. But from a GABA perspective, we've always gone to the Chamber of Commerce and Industries to make impact, connect the dots, and also making sure that they have a presence in the state that they're trying to penetrate in.
Absolutely. You speak in our language whenever I've been organized trade missions for 15 years now, and have organized at least just to the continent of Africa, probably 10 or 15 of them. And you're right. We meet with the U.S. Commercial Services. We meet with the AmChams, the American Chambers of Commerce, blah blah blah. But I sort of like where your direction on what a trade mission could look like, especially in Nigeria. Uh, in fact, the last time I organized to Nigeria, I happened to take an ambassador with me, so it made it easy to get into the ministries and so forth. But we're gonna be organizing with small business, and so there you go. We getting to ministries may not be the thing. We want to touch business to business, mainly small and medium enterprises. That's where the real deal is. I mean, the real truth is the larger companies may not be interested in you, but the small and mediums, they're ready to connect with you and start doing things. And so I like your directions. Um, Is there anything else? I tell you what. Let's. Is there anything else you want to share with our viewers and listeners? I know you got an event you need to make.
Um, the Global African Business Association, we just recently hosted our inaugural GABA Global Business Dinner and Awards last week. We invited the African Union ambassador to the U.S., Ambassador Hilda. She was here for the first time in the state of Michigan. Now, I have to explain to your viewers this. GABA do not invite people just for show and tell. We invited her to give her an education about what the state of Michigan has to offer. Detroit sit across from Canada, Windsor, Ontario to be exact, which is strategic for trade purposes. They're building a new bridge, the Gordie Howe Bridge, which is going to connect I-75 in Detroit to Highway 401. That will take you through Toronto and turn it to Highway 20 in Quebec, would take you straight to Montreal. So, I mean, this is a very important route, not just through Southwest Ontario and Southeast Michigan, but throughout Ontario into Quebec when it comes to trade. We sit on the St. Lawrence Seaway. GABA is engaged with discussing trade impact with the blue economy with the Detroit Wayne County Port Authority, whose executive director was at the dinner last week. We are working with our lawmakers in Lansing, Michigan, our state lawmakers in Lansing, Michigan, and I just not, just ran into our Wayne County, Michigan commissioner chair this past Wednesday. She saw what happened last week, and she is definitely on board on the Wayne County and the county government of trade with Africa. She wants to be in, and she wants an intimate role in making this happen. Meanwhile, Val, what we're doing is we're still continuing supporting our African Caribbean markets on the retail end. We're getting ready to launch a new franchise program with African Caribbean markets through the GABA Marketplace Center, which is what we're working on with distribution. Here's the thing, Val. People, African Caribbean market owners right now in Michigan are traveling 300 miles to Chicago to get their products from Asians and Mexicans, and bring them back here to the state of Michigan. Well, we in GABA think that we need to create distribution and import our products so our local market owners can buy their products straight from the GABA Marketplace Center, distribution center. So we're working on that right now. We have a retail component going on right now. We have an e-commerce component going on right now with the GABA Marketplace Center. We're looking at launching in 2020. By 2025, we'll be launching our first boarding academy institution right here in Southeast Michigan, the African City School of Leadership and Innovation. We are working on the GABA Smart Center, which is a prop tech hub located in Charlotte, located in North Carolina. That's going to be launching officially sometime next year. And so we are about institution building and not talking. You know, I make it very clear. Our chief executive officer has made it very clear that we need to be working on institution building and legacy building for the next generation. And so that's what we do in GABA, and we have been doing it proficiently. We are partnering with organizations. In fact, we're building funds right now in GABA. One fund right now is worth $10 million for business financing. Another fund is $1 million for business financing. And so we are working on some real serious things as a Pan-African organization of economic impact to really make a difference. And so next year we are hosting a policy conference, a policy summit. It will be done in Q1. It will coincide with our 10th anniversary to talk about how the automotive industry will have an impact, how the automotive industry can have an impact on Africa, as well as the agricultural business and technology have an impact on Africa as well. We're going to be celebrating our 10th anniversary all year. So we're coming down to Houston, Val, where you're at, for the Pivot to Africa conference, brother. Celebrating our 10th anniversary with you as well, because you've been part of this. And we hope that we can work together collectively to send some of our policymakers here in the state of Michigan to a place like Liberia or Sierra Leone or Nigeria. They are hungry here. They're ready for the Houston International Trade Development Council to say, hey, look, I'm getting ready to pull the trigger. Are you guys coming? Our policymakers here are lined up, ready to go.
Well, you know what? I'm glad to hear that, because we are looking forward to seeing you. Wow, Akindele, you belong to a national organization, basically. I didn't know you were all over the country that way. So I'm wondering, can anyone join your organization? And if so, how can they join?
Well, they go to GABAnetwork.com. They look at the content. We have a conversation. Either myself or Rariona Maki, our CEO, have a conversation with them. And if they're having a conversation with me, Val, I kind of just tell them up front what we're about. And if this is a good fit, then they pay their membership dues and they become a member. That's just how simple it is.
Just that simple. You know what, Akindele, we're going to wrap up. And to our viewers, it's been a pleasure interviewing and speaking with Mr. Akindele Akinyemi.
Yes, sir.
Been an absolute pleasure, sir. He is the president of the Global African Business Association in Detroit, Michigan, better known as GABA.
That's right.
Been a pleasure seeing you, sir. Thank you. You got to get back on. We got to get you back on. We got too many things to talk about.
Let's talk. Let's do it. Anytime.
Let's do it. Thank you, sir. And
thank you.
To our viewers, rather, consider subscribing to this podcast. You can see us weekly on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You bet.